What's up, guys? Brad here.
Deb.
And what we're doing today is something we've been waiting 3 years to do, and that's put gravel in front of our mega shed. So we've got a lot of videos leading up to this. And in fact, we shot a video just a few minutes ago of how we put down these Vevor geogrids that are made out of geotextile. So Deb's standing on the first one. We've gone ahead and taken lessons learned from doing this one and applied to these other two.
So the first one we put down, you clip it with landscape clips. So we clipped about every other cell or every 3 or 4 cells. And that worked okay, and it was less labor intensive, but what we found was when we were spreading it, the cells that were not clipped down were easy to snag, either with the rake or with the tractor bucket. So you can see right here, this was kind of pulled up a little bit. We'll put more gravel on it, and it will be fine, but it was snagged either by the rake or the tractor bucket, so it'll require more gravel. Whereas over here, you can tell that we've pinned down every one of them, so that's gonna keep all of these cells flatter to the ground, so it will require less gravel to cover it up.
But also, we don't have enough of these grids, I'll try and keep it in my background here, to go all the way across. So what we did was we picked the problem areas. So the main way we'll go into the mega shed is through the 10 by 10 door here. So we did the one in front of that door. This is pretty level right here. And then over where Deb is, there's a kind of a steep drop off there next to the tractor. And then the bay on the other end, we'll be bringing a lot of equipment in and out of that bay. That's where Deb's zero turn is, so we gotta make sure we can get that one in and out. You can see the dark clouds. We hope to at least get these geogrids filled with gravel. And if we're lucky, the rain will avoid us and we'll get all this gravel spread.
So what we did last time is he was able to feather it out, and then we used a rake and a shovel to fill in the cells, to pull into the cells, I should say. I have a feeling, since we've done this one, that although we had lessons learned with the clipping and some other things, he's going to save us some shoveling and raking effort with the way he feathers it out now. Our motto for this process has been more dumping, less shoveling. Yep, the more angles he can get to spread it with the bucket, the less labor for us to shovel and rake, and it's hot. We're actually welcoming the cloud coverage because that dropped the temperature probably 6 or 7 degrees and gave us a little breeze. A lot of lessons learned because he's already, I think, dumped more with the bucket than we did that first bay. Apparently he's uncovered some smells. She got out of the way. Bradford loves Bella probably almost as much as he loves me, or I'm being nice, he probably loves Bella as much as he loves me. He would never do anything to hurt her, so even though you couldn't see her, I promise you he did. Scoop away, Bradford, keep scooping. We're trying to, we're hoping it doesn't rain, but we're also hoping that we can get a lot of this done, or at least the manual labor aspect of it, while we have cloud coverage. Uh-oh, I spoke way too soon. There goes raindrops. Raindrops are falling on my head. So this is already going faster than the first one did. And you see what he did? He started back there and he gave himself a ramp, that way he could come up here and dump. Oh, it's pouring now. We don't even hate the rain, because when it rains, it fills the pond. Well, it was a deluge for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then that was it. So it left us with higher humidity and no breeze. Well, that's okay. So now we're working on this side, and again, this area won't have any equipment come out of it, so there was no sense putting cells there. But this area has a steep incline, and it didn't get much road base, so this will be good. And Brad will do his bucket spreading versus the Brad and Deb spreading, so that'll save us time and energy. that second batch was a lot quicker than the first for two reasons. One, we had not done it, so even though it's not complex, you still figure out a way to be more efficient. And two, as mentioned, more tractor, less manual labor. The shed porch, it's a metal building, so when it was raining so hard, it was so incredibly loud. And Bella went and cowered behind the wire spool. It kind of surprised me. She's usually not afraid of anything, but she did not like that loud noise. But the second it stopped raining, she was back out. This is gonna look so much better after it rains and then the rocks are all washed. But even when it rained and he pulled back into the shed, I mean, there was no mess, so that was nice. That's a first. Yeah, he's got this figured out now. Start at the bottom and create your pad, so to speak, and then you can keep working your way up and dumping rock. And the rains are back. I should have counted the bucket loads it took just to fill in the V-bore cells. He's not coming in out of the rain this time. He's determined to at least get those cells filled in. Thinks it's too wet to do any more tractor work, but at least all the geo cells are filled in, so that's some progress.
I'm not sure where Deb left off when she was filming, but we got rained out twice. But look, the sun has come back out, and I think we can do a little bit more work because the road base is a little wet and the stone's a little wet. I don't think I can get it perfectly graded, but I think I can get these piles knocked down and make a lot of progress. But I think we've got a good system here now. I think we've locked in any sort of runoff or any gravel that might run off by having those geocells there, the ones here, and that one there. I just got to be careful that I don't scrape the top of them too deeply, or else it'll kind of mess them up a little bit. It won't really mess them up, it'll just expose them. But let me get back on the tractor and get a little more work done. Hopefully we won't get rained out again.
I think Bella has enjoyed this whole dirt process between the road base and the gravel. So many smells. Welcome to Florida, where you have torrential downpours and then blue skies within minutes. You see my supervisor? My supervisor is a micromanager. See that? He's really, he's such a micromanager. He may not get all the grading done today, but I think he'll get at least a layer over all of it. The road base held up so well during the rains, both last week and while we were out here. And looky, exposed some cells, but it's okay because it needs more gravel anyway. He's got a decent amount on this top area, but you can see how some areas still need thicker coverage because every now and then the tractor bucket will expose some of the cells. But again, quick and easy fix for that. But once those cells were predominantly filled in, the rest of this is going really fast. Oh, first scoop in front of Pop Shop. Looking good in a quick time. A little box blade in action now. So I learn things when I'm out here with Brad, and I learn even when I'm not out here with him and I'm editing a video. For instance, I learned that those teeth things on the box blade are called scarifiers. And I think by looking at them, they're really named correctly. They look like a scarifier. Gravel pile check. This gravel pile is probably, I don't know, 2/3 done. Maybe not quite, but almost. So a lot of progress in a short amount of time, but we still have a whole nother gravel pile to go through. No more gravel pile. One down, one to go. I'm on the cleanup crew. I clean up messes and I run Bella. So somebody on Facebook made a comment that says, I always look clean, so I must not help. Now, I admit that Brad is the brains and the brawn, but I help when and where I can, and it depends on the project. So maybe he'll see this video, and he'll see me shoveling, and realize he was not correct. But I doubt it. Oh, look how meticulously he's doing that. So much concentration. Look how good this looks. I know I keep saying that, but look how good it looks. I guess Bella approves. So odd. Working closer and closer to that entranceway, which is the last area that needs to be spread. Now it all needs the final grade. I can see the wheels spinning in his head. He's figuring out where to strategically place his buckets. Looks around, grabs a bucket, looks around, dumps it, looks around. I like to watch the bucket feather out the gravel. It's a little satisfying to me. Is that odd? It's probably a little odd, huh? I also like to watch the mounds get squished and smooth. A little mound, and he squishes it down, and it's flat. Instant gratification. I also once spent probably 10 minutes watching a lizard eat a spider, so I apparently am easily amused. I think Bella enjoys watching it too. She's been pretty mesmerized. I'm going to tell on him. A second ago we did that, and his box blade kind of ran into the gravel pile. You looked a little surprised. He is no longer in super slow mode. He is in hyper speed. It's getting towards the end of the day, and he's probably feeling a little time crunch, even though he shouldn't.
All right, that's all we're gonna get to today. I still have most of that pile left, but what took me so long is trying to get this smooth. It'll look perfectly smooth when you blade it one way, but then when you go back 90 degrees across it, you'll see there's more bumps in it. So it just takes a lot of back and forth and back and forth. And I try to use the box blade, I'm not real good with it, and I actually end up overcutting with the box blade. Right now, everything all the way up to that pile is basically done. I've got a load of gravel in the bucket, and we're gonna go around the edges with a rake and a shovel and clean up the edges. That way that'll all be done, and we'll only have that left to do over there. Any final words?
No.
All right, I'm the only one with the mic, so I'll get a little bit closer here to Deb, but that's gonna do it for today's video. There'll be one more video when we finish up this gravel, and then this will be done. We'll finally have this big project done. We sure appreciate you guys watching. We'll put a couple links up here to some of the videos of prepping up to this point, but until next time, y'all take care out there, and remember, life's short.
Be kind.
And tractor hard.
Take care.
Take care, guys.